Welcome to another episode of Recovery Unleashed. Today's episode, it really stems from, like, the way I'm interacting with all the people who are messaging and private messaging me and comments and things like that, things that kind of pop up a lot, they're the things I'm going to address because they're the things that you want to know and the things that people are really struggling with. So today's episode is called, Is What Other People Think of You Stopping You Getting Sober? So, what do I mean by that? Well, a lot of the messages people are asking me and saying, how do I start? What do I do? I need to do this. And if treatment isn't an option, or some people just don't want to go down that route, the next option and the first thing that you have to do, no ifs, buts, or maybes, well, besides firstly saying, admitting that you have the problem. But once you've done that and you're accepting, if people are messaging me, obviously that's showing, look, they know there's something wrong here. I may not fully admit that I have a problem, but I'm willing to accept that something's not right here and I might need some help, which is absolutely, that's fine. That shows willingness. You're open. You're actually saying it to another person. And that's taking a little bit of power back for yourself. So when people message me and I say, look, the first thing you need to do is go to a meeting. And I'd wait a couple of minutes for the message back. And I know because I've said that to them, the fear has hit them, the panic. Oh God, a meeting. And the things that, and look, people are truthful with me and they're honest. And I understand because I've been there. The thing that frustrates me, and it's not frustration with the person, I absolutely appreciate and respect anyone who messaged me. But the frustration stems from me is because I know that if you really commit to this and go, right, I'm just going to do it. I know what's here. I know what I have here. I know the misery. I know I'm getting. By what I'm doing, I know what I'm getting. But if I just take this, do this one thing that he's suggesting, just this one little thing and give it a go, I know the magic, the miracles that can start to happen for you. And that's my frustration. It's never with the person. I completely empathize with the person. But the frustration is with the active addiction and the power and control it has over that person. And that's what people do be saying to me, like I said, is, oh, what if people see me going to the meeting? And I'm like, yeah. What if people see you going to the meeting? So what? Like, and again, my own experience, when I used to be coming home at 7 o'clock in the morning and I'd been out drinking all night, and I'm sure my neighbours would be getting up to have breakfast, stuff that normal people do on a Thursday morning at 7 o'clock. I got ready for work. It never bothered me walking home at 7 o'clock in the morning. You know, that never entered my mind. It was never a thought. I was cool with that. Or if I was going into the off license at 12 o'clock on a Tuesday because I had a craving and I'd just said, feck it, this is it. I'm going to go drinking today. I'm going to upend my life today. None of these things ever bothered me about what people thought. That was absolutely fine. But when it comes to actually getting better and actually starting to address your addiction, the thought of someone just seeing you go to get help and actually do something for yourself is scary. And that's how powerful and manipulative that addiction is. It controls you by these thoughts, your mind. Like the mind for an addict is a very dangerous place to be. Like I lived in my mind for such a long time on my own, thinking negative thoughts or what if this person thinks. And the whole time I'm doing this, firstly, I'm achieving absolutely nothing except causing my own misery. And the second one, life is just passing me by out of fear of what people will think of me. And it actually brings me on to my next point, and this is a powerful one. And it's how I'm trying to get people to really understand how important this is, to actually understand it. And I was thinking to myself today, I was like, the best way I can put this, okay? Imagine for some reason in life something happened to you and you end up in a hospital and you didn't know how long you had left, right? God forbid, touch wood, but just put yourself in that situation for a minute. And I want you to imagine that you're sitting in your hospital bed and you're surrounded by your family and all the people you love, and they're all just sitting around you and you've got bad news. Could you imagine, now seriously, just try and think this or picture this for yourself. Could you imagine looking at the people you love? It could be your husband, your wife, your kids, your mother, father, grandparents, close friends, whoever. And can you imagine what it would feel like to even just think to yourself that for your whole time that you had on this earth, your whole time, you never tried. Like you never gave yourself a chance to be happy. You never once just said, right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to commit to it and let's see what happens. All the years wasted, you know, all the memories you could have made, but they're all bad. And to me, that's a really, really scary feeling. The thought that I may think that I may have wasted my time on earth and I can't take it back. You know, if I'm in that situation, I cannot take time back. And you need to realize that every day you wake up is a new opportunity that you're gifted with, that you should be thankful for. You should feel with gratitude. I've actually woke up today and I have possibilities of how I can actually start to fix my life. And when I mentioned about family there, there's something, and this is for me, again, this is my personal, I'm sharing it with you openly and honestly, the things that scared me and the things that I value now. If you're lucky enough to have kids, or you're thinking about having kids and there's addiction and you're being affected, if you are in active addiction, and I want this to really resonate, think about this. For your addiction and the effect and misery it's having on your family, but this is your kids' childhood. Their happiest time, well, what's supposed to be their happiest time before they grow up into the big bad world where mortgages, bills, and all the stuff we have to deal with. This is their time to be carefree, you know, to just be happy, play games, and have a childhood. But when addiction's there, they're not getting that. And we can pretend like I did. Like I used to always pretend. And I'll share something that I used to do here. And like I say, a lot of things, it still haunts me that I done it. But I have to share Alan in active addiction because you need to see me when I'm not working my program and I'm not trying to stay better. Is and I mentioned this on another episode, when I used to break promises to my kids. And when I break promises to my kids, do you know what I do? I'd give my partner money and say, "Oh, will you just bring them to Smith's and just get them a toy that will suit them?" You know, firstly, I was trying to clear my own conscience. That's all an addict does. Just make myself feel better. Oh, I've given them money, this, that. You know what I mean? I've cleared my own conscience, so I can go drinking and using, happy as Larry now. But for my kids, and what I realise now is, it's their childhood. They don't care about what toys I've gotten them or where they've gone to. It's the memories. Time is the most quality thing that you can give your children. Quality time. We are actually present and playing games and doing all the fun stuff they want to do. And I heard a lovely saying, and I'll just share it as well, as like, of all the people in your life now, you said, if you're lucky enough to have kids, of all the people that are in your life now, your kids are your biggest supporter. They'll do anything you want to do. They won't question it. Or we'll go to the playground, we'll do this. They're just down to have a good time with you because they love you. But to the dark side again, when you're in active addiction, and my own experience, I was never present. Like the odd time that I'd make a promise that we'll go somewhere on a Sunday. So maybe I might go out Friday and Saturday and I'd be in bits. I'd wake up on Sunday. And I think of the times that I went and I go with my partner with kids and say we go to a walk or a playground. But do you know what? And it's just being honest. I never wanted to be there. I was so disinterested in being there. I wasn't present. I was in bits. And to be honest, I probably just set a horrible atmosphere for the whole thing. It probably would have been better that I hadn't went. You know, because I took the whole tone because I was miserable. I'd fecked my life up again and I'm miserable, so everyone else is going to be miserable. And the reason I'm saying that is it's just an example of how your addiction is affecting your kids. But we don't think about that. We think about how miserable we're feeling and how bad I feel and, oh, I'm depressed again. This has happened to me again. Or how did we end up here? But you never think about your kids. Like I remember, and this is a tough one for me to say, and it's my partner said something to me before, and I can even feel myself, I'm a bit on this one, but it haunts me, and it's one thing that will keep me sober. 100%, this is one thing that will keep me sober. And it's when I used to go out every weekend, and I'd be gone on a normally just say Friday and Saturday. My eldest daughter, because I'd never come home on a Saturday morning, that's just not the way my drug using went. As I said before, I went for as long as I could. But my eldest daughter, she used to wake up in the morning, and she'd walk by the bedroom, and she'd look in to see if I was home, and 50, 70% of the time I wasn't there. And my partner said it to me, and basically, my little girl would walk by the door after looking into the bedroom to see that her daddy wasn't home, and her little head would just drop, and she'd walk down the stairs. But she never said that. She never brought it up or never said. She just accepted that's the way it was. And even saying that here, that's a very humbling thing for me, and it is making me a bit emotional because that's my little girl, and I love her. I love all my kids. And the person I want to be, the father I want to be, I just want to make my kids happy and make them proud of me. Alan in active addiction couldn't do that. So to bring it back to the very start of the topic again is, who are you? Who's stopping you from getting sober? The whole point I'm sharing these stories that inside now are killing me because it's reminding me. But who are you putting before your kids and your family that you're so afraid of seeing you trying to get better, to be a better person, to be a better partner, and to be a better father to your kids or mother? Sorry, I speak fellas just because I'm a fella myself. But we're so worried about what other people think, when in fact it's the people that are most important to us that are suffering because of addiction. But we're willing to jeopardise their happiness to keep the lads down the pub. And another thing, when I think the effort I put into to getting down to the pub and being one of the lads and making sure I was on the session, and if I had to put a fraction of that effort into my family, even back then. But again, active addiction doesn't care. Addiction doesn't care about you. It doesn't care about your partner, your kids, or your family. It cares about getting what it wants. And to anything else that comes that doesn't suit its needs, it's gone. And the reason I'm saying this and I'm speaking so passionately about it is I want you to hear it. Stop worrying about people that mean nothing to you, because you're so caught up in this little lifestyle currently, and you think these people are so important to you because it's what your life revolves around, the lads in the pub, your dealer, whoever, this little circle that you have. There's a whole other family waiting for you, just waiting patiently for you to get better, to actually go, he's going to get better this week, or mammy or daddy's they're going to get better, and they're going to be the mammy or daddy that we want. But you're jeopardising this for Tom, Dick and Harry down the pub that you meet up with every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. You get drunk, you take drugs, you sit in kitchens till 6 o'clock in the morning, and you make all these things about how great pals you are, and you're going to be bros forever, and all this absolute shite, because that's what it is. It's absolute shite. And I'm just saying it is, so hopefully you can hear it. The people that you're spending your time with don't care about you. I learned that the hard way. The people, and I'm not saying anything disrespectful towards the people I used to hang around with, but what I noticed was when I got sober, these people just started to disappear. And it's not because I have any bad words or anything to say about them. I still like them all. They're still my pals. But the people I spent time with and put before my family, they were gone. Why? Because I had nothing left in common with them. The drink and drugs were gone. The people that I was so worried about what they thought about me, that I was jeopardising my family's happiness for, and my time, the most precious thing on earth, I was wasting that time with people who I actually had nothing in common with. And the reason I'm speaking so passionately, like I said, is I want you to hear this. Forget what other people think about you. This is your life. You don't know if you have a year, 5 years, 10 years. Start treating it and respecting that if you're lucky enough to if you woke up today, today's the day to start getting better. And if you need inspiration, look at your kids. Even reflect on what type of parent you've been or partner you've been, even over the last 6 months or a year. How many times have you let your kids down? How many times have you not been there for your partner? How many times have you let your partner pay the bills while you've spent all your money on whatever? Time is the most precious thing. And the sooner you start to understand that, and the amazing thing, and I'm going to finish up on this one, is the amazing thing about recovery is yes, you've lost time, but today's the day you can start to take back time. You can never right your wrongs. They're done. It's past. It's history, like it's called. It's gone. But you can start fixing them today. You can start doing the little things. And trust me, like there's one of my happiest things that I do now is on a Friday and Saturday, or wherever I am, I sit in the house with my kids and I just watch them play. And I get down the ground and I mess. Whereas before I used to sit in the couch and I'd be dying. One, I'd either be dying or bits or I'd be in bed. But the second one that I get is if I knew it was Saturday and there was a football and the lads were all down the booze or whatever was going on, I wanted to be there. I could not see my beautiful partner and kids playing in front of me who wanted my attention and time because I was gone. Like I said in other ones, I may as well have been gone to that pub because I wasn't present, I wasn't there. And trust me, your partner and kids pick up on that. So please, if you take anything, just one thing, just from this whole time I've talked and I've shared there's some of the most hidden things that I have. But the reason I'm willing to let them out there and to people know my darkest things that I've done and that I don't want them to know is because I have the miracle of recovery that my kids know every morning they wake up, I'm there. They know when they're going to bed at night, I'm there to put them to bed. And I want you as a parent or a partner or for whatever the situation is, I want you to have that. I'm not getting on here ranting and raving, telling you to do this or that. I know that you can have anything that you want in this, but don't sacrifice your happiness for people who don't really care about you. I'm just going to say that once more, just so maybe it lands. The people that you are spending all your time with and prioritizing before your family, with no actually ill feeling towards you, they don't care about you. These are just using buddies. Even just think about some of the stuff I've said to you today, because it's powerful if you're willing to hear it. You have to be willing to hear what I'm saying, or even open to it, and then look at your family. So I'm going to leave it at that for today. Most importantly, never be afraid to unleash your own recovery. I'll catch you on the next episode.